So in Romans chapter 1, it speaks about how God created the world in such a way that we can know Him, that we can know that He exists, right? It says that what may be known about God is clearly seen through what was made, so that man is without excuse, okay? That means we're without excuse. It says that what may be known about God. There's things about God that we don't fully understand, that we can't know. But what may be known about Him. And it doesn't just say that it's like a mystery. It says it's clearly seen. So we're going to have no excuse when we stand before God. That's how in Romans chapter 1 and 2 it covers that. Romans, the first chapter and the second chapter. So I think natural theology is a very, very strong argument for the existence of God. But I've seen some teachers, some Christian teachers, and I believe that C.S. Lewis, one of my favorite writers, one of my favorite Christian writers, I believe that he even doesn't think that natural theology is a strong argument for the existence of God. But first of all, it's scriptural. It's right there in the Bible. You can use nature and you can say, hey, we can point to nature. And if you study nature, you will come to the conclusion that there is a God. Okay? When I first became a Christian, I started studying a lot about nature, evolution, the way the universe came about, the way everything functions, the Big Bang Theory, all these things, right? And I came to a conclusion, and it made a very strong argument for me, natural theology, that there would be a God. The odds and the chances of the universe coming together from a chaotic state of being to an orderly state of being without a mind, without somebody to bring about order, didn't really seem rational to me. So in my way of thinking, it lines up with my way of thinking, that the way the world is, it's like a big puzzle, right? But it's put together. So we see the puzzle put together, and we're trying to figure out how this puzzle got put together. But you can look just in the actual building of a puzzle. Think about it this way. If you were to put the pieces of a 1,000-piece puzzle in a box, and then just shake that box, and throw it on the table, what are the chances, what are the odds that each piece would fall exactly where it needed to give you an intelligible picture, an intelligible puzzle? Not very good, right? Not in my opinion, not very good. That's kind of like what the universe seems like to me. It seems like one big puzzle, but we see it already in the state of being put together. So what are the odds that it got put together this way just by random chance? Without a mind, so that analogy I just gave you of the puzzle in the box, it makes a lot more sense if you think about it with somebody with a mind saying, okay, this piece goes here, this piece goes over here, this fits over here, that fits over there, right? So with thinking of this analogy and keeping this analogy in mind, right, then you can see in Romans chapter 1 why it says that it is clearly seen. We can clearly see it's rational, it's reasonable to think or to believe that this puzzle had a being, a person, because God is a person with a mind, with intelligence, saying, I want this piece to go here, I want that piece to go there, I want that piece to go over there, I want that piece to go over there, right? So then somebody would say, okay, well then where did the disorganization come in, right? If God put everything in its right place, that actually fits in with the Bible picture too. When Adam and Eve sinned, when they sinned, it goes from a state of being in perfection to allowing death and imperfection to enter, which is what we see. We see that. We see good things going bad. We see the second law of thermodynamics, right? You see good things decaying. You see, and you would even see it in a human. That's why you call it a defect when something is wrong with a human, right? If somebody's born without an ear, if somebody's born without a few fingers, somebody's born, you would say, well, that's a defect, because you understand and you know how it should be. You understand where each piece should fit. So you can recognize when it doesn't fit, when it's not as it should be. So if in our intelligence we have a pattern of something as it should be, that alone should give you an indication that there is a God who ordered things to be such a way. Or else, why would you say, oh, that's not right, it shouldn't be that way? If there is no God, why are there deformations? Why do we call them deformations? Why aren't things just the way that they are? Why don't we see somebody that's born with no hands and go, well, that's perfectly normal? Because we understand that it's not the way that it was meant to be. And all those things, as believers, as Christians, we believe entered after the fall, after Adam sinned, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I believe that natural theology is still a strong argument for the existence of God. Not necessarily for the existence of the Judeo-Christian God, right? But it's one step closer to that. And then, there's other steps that will lead you closer to the Judeo-Christian God, the one that we serve. But just in general, let's just stick right now for this little study, this little teaching right here. That natural theology, looking at the universe, studying the universe with an open mind, with an open heart, right, should lead you to believe and to think that there was a creator. The Bible says that the reason why men don't, because it was made clear to them, it says that they suppress the truth. It says it in that same chapter. They suppress the truth. It's clearly seen to them, but they suppress the truth. They don't want to acknowledge God. And it gives you the reasons why, and it goes deeper into why humans suppress the truth, and that will leave for another day, right? But right now, let's just finish off with that. Regardless of what theologians or philosophers, even C.S. Lewis, whom I respect very highly, regardless of what they say, I want to encourage you to look into it, but I want to say that I still believe natural theology is a very strong argument for the existence of God.